All right, we're here with Michael Reinsdorf, President, CEO of the Bulls. Michael, you've been here as president since September of 2010. Describe the experience thus far. What have you learned?
Well, I've learned a lot. I've learned that it's really important to listen. Early on in the process, I decided that I was going to listen, and I met with every single Bulls employee, and we talked about all the good and bad things as from their perspective, and I tried to get an idea of what's going on in the organization. I met with many of our sponsors to understand how they perceive the Chicago Bulls, and then ultimately we went out to the community and completed a lot of surveys and research to see how people perceive the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago Bulls brand.
How would you describe your management style then?
Well, my management style is to not micromanage, and it's really to be collaborative. It's really, really important to me that all parts of the organization work together and talk to each other. And the last thing I want is for myself to be making a decision and just handing it down. So I wanted to work together with all people in the organization.
Well, you've talked to me quite a bit about that open door policy. When someone's in a meeting, you talk about you want everyone to be able to contribute and not to be afraid that they're going to get shouted down.
Right. It's like when you're in school and you're kind of afraid to raise your hand, and even though you have a good question and it turns out later on you should have asked the question. Well, I want people in the meetings to step up, and I don't care if you're a first-year ticket salesperson. If you have something to say, it's really important that you get it out.
A few months back, you did some restructuring and made some additions to the front office. Can you go into what you did and what was behind that?
Sure. We hired Susan Goodenow to serve as Vice President of Branding and Communications for our organization, and really what that amounts to is she's responsible for everything that goes outside the four walls of the United Center. So whether it's media relations, corporate communications, community relations, digital services, creative services, that all reports to Susan. And it's really a result of the fact that with the advent of the internet and social media, it's just a different time than it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, those departments didn't need a lot of oversight, but we're in a different time, and it was really important that I had someone of Susan's quality to oversee these departments.
And we've talked about this before, that you like to be a big picture guy, that you think that people at your level should be big picture. Let's talk a little bit more about what that means to you, that idea.
Well, if you're worrying about the minutia of what's going on, then how can you actually think about how you grow the organization? And it's really important to me that this organization grows with the times, and with everything that's been going on with social media, it's an incredible time to operate a sports team. I mean, every day it's changing, and it's really important that we stay ahead of the curve on the social media aspect of the business.